Good evening all. First of all, I will thanks to give me opportunity in front of this bank and bank staffs. Process and tools. Process and tools plays a vital role in any software industry. Say, take one example. Suppose we are developing one of the software. Say for the example like a Facebook and WhatsApp, and it will take suppose 1 year, and you are taking to development it, and within the 1 year, so the futures are changed. So then what? Okay. So same like in the banking industry. Suppose you are taking one of the report, say for the CTR report, which we call as a cash transaction reports. In that report, what will happen? The previously, as per the PMLA Act, what they said submit the reports in the Excel format or in the text format, and the cash transactions will be the whatever your monthly transactions of the 5 lakhs. Suppose you take for it for the development, and within the 1 year, say PMLA said now you should submit the report in the XML formats, and the transaction limit will be 10 lakh. Then what? And suppose in the previous what was your traditional waterfall model, once you take the requirement and suddenly if anything change is coming in between, it is very difficult to accept that change. So to overcome this problem in the software industry, some of the 17 peoples of the expert IT industry peoples come together, and they thought, hey, how to solve this problem? So they say what they did, they come with one solution. That solution is Agile. As its name suggests, what is Agile? Means it's easy to change and easy to move and easy to change. Okay. So what the people did, the people published the philosophy. Okay. So to publish this philosophy, whether they did write a book or any document, no. What they did, they published one manifesto. Okay. In that manifesto, what they did, they publishes 4 values and 17 rules. Okay. So similar like that in the Agile, so we follow these values and principles. So as for that values, what they say, individual and interactions over process and tools. So individual and process are more important because software is made up of an individual person. So we emphasize on the individual and interactions more than process and tools. Then second is a working software over comprehensive document. So working software is a more important. Say if mobile is there and there is a user manual, so your working mobile is more important than your user manual. So we are more emphasized on the working software over comprehensive document. Then third is a customer collaboration over contract and negotiation. So our customer communication is more important than the contract negotiation. Then fourth value is the responding to change. So suppose you are developing the softwares, and after some times there is some change comes. So we are always ready to take that change. So we accept the changes. And we follow some principles. So as per the Agile, so there are the main features I will say is continuous delivery of your valuable software. So in our software, what is that means previously in waterfall model, what we did, we develop a complete whole software and we deploy as a whole big software. So in Agile, what we did, we divided our software into multiple parts, in small parts, and instead of giving a whole complete product, we giving as a stepwise small steps of the parts. Say for in the banking, instead of giving the whole CVS software, we are deploying the small parts, we divided the software in the like deposit module, loan module, and say for in the loan module, again there are these small modules are there, like account opening is there, then your loan repayment schedules creations are there. So we are deploying a continuous delivery, means in the whatever in the sprint, I will come to that part. So whatever in the sprint, whatever your we can say deliverable parts are there, we can deployable. Then fourth one is welcoming changing requirements even in a late deployments. So as per the Agiles, we are welcoming the changing requirements. Then one other is business people and developers work together daily throughout the project. So in our this methodology, business peoples and developers work together, because then only we can assure the good quality of your software. Then working software is a primary measure of progress. So as our principles, working software is your primary measure of your progress. So Agile is as we says, it is a philosophy, it is a process, means what they define 4 values and 12 principles. So there are the multiple implementations of Agile. Say one of these is Scrum, then Kanban, then extreme programming. So we follow the Scrum, because Scrum is a 90% estimated Agile teams user screens and 12 million plus estimated using Scrum daily practice in everywhere. So in the Scrum, what we did, suppose we divide our requirements into multiple parts, which we call as a product backlog. And in the product backlog, again, there are the sprints. So what is sprints? Sprints, you can say it is for the 2 weeks, your 2 weeks or maybe to 1 week. So say for example in the loan or in the deposit, so account opening is one of the, we can take the story as one of the sprint stories. And there are the multiple teams, and within the team there are the 6 to 8 members are there. And within the 2 weeks, will be the output is coming, which is called as an increment. So what is increment? It is a potentially shippable product. So we can directly deploy that into the client side. It is a potentially, means we don't say that it is a directly use, but they can use that part. Then there is one of the best features, what we say is that the retrospective. In retrospective, again what we did, once they completed your sprint, means we think about what worked well, then what could be improved, what will be commit to doing better next in the sprint. So this should assure, means your sprint by sprint, your work will be more quality and improvement are there. Then what tools we are use? So as we says, Jenkins. So as in this says, we are continuing delivering our product. So Jenkins is an open source, most famous continuous integration tools. So it is a wonderful tool in the market available right now, and more than means companies like Pentaho, AngularJS, Capgemini, LinkedIn, these companies are using this tool Jenkins. It is open source, and as we are comparing, as per the comparing to Bamboo and Jenkins, it is most widely used in the industry right now. So by using these tools, we can ensure your products will be continuously delivered. Then next is the Selenium, Apache Selenium. It is used to automate your browsing tools. Means suppose there are the first time you are testing for the TD account opening. So what we did here, we record that scripts and it will ensure, so automate your testing scripts and tools. So there are these, again, Selenium is the most widely used in the market. The companies like Google, IBM, then JP Morgan, Cognizance, so they are currently use this Selenium tool. Then another some Apache tools are there. So for the version controlling, we are using the Apache SVN, and for the continuous checking and inspectioning, we are using SonarQube, which is a Apache's SonarQube. So it will ensure your code should be quality, and it will detect the static code bugs, then security vulnerabilities. So it will assure your whatever you written the code, that should be your quality code. Then one another we are tool use, that is Apache JMeter. So it is used to load the test. Means whatever your software is prepared, whether it will able to handle the load or not. Recently, by using these tools, we have tested the TD provision or loan transactions, say for the 1 lakh transactions. So it will allow you to create dummy transactions and test the load test, how in the load, how you will behave your software. So that we can achieve by using this Apache JMeter tool. Then another some attention tools we are using. One of these is the Jira. So for the client, once we deploy the software, there is a major part is the support. So suppose tomorrow one of the issues came, so how your vendor will behaves. So by using the Jira, you can raise a ticket, and there are the priorities like P0, P1, criticals. So if you raise the issue as a critical, there will be assure that that issue will be immediately within that day, it will be resolved. So to raise a ticket and track the issues and bugs, Jira tool, which is widely now industries are using, the big companies are also mostly use these tools. Then there is a Atlassian Confluence is there. So we are using this one tools to create the documents and customize the tools and retrospectives regarding purposes. Then there is one another Atlassian tool we are using, Zapier, to create the test cases and execute the test cases, and it is linked with the Jira. So the tools and process, so that will assure your software should be your quality, and it will be deliverable, continuous deliverable, and it will be delivered within the time frame. So these are these tools by using, it is very helpful, and it will ensure your quality and code of the softwares. Yes. Thank you.